In my previous video, I already discussed about the basic biochemistry regarding the molecular structure of DNA and RNA. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the formation of DNA. That means how do nucleotide triphosphates are connected to each other and form a DNA physics structure. Okay. Hello friends, welcome to Biology Concern. I'm Animesh. So let's jump into the topic. So first thing, here is a structure of nucleotide triphosphate. Okay, so here is the triphosphate. Now next thing is the sugar, pentose sugar, and there is a nitrogenous base. So first thing we have to learn that when we draw a diagram of DNA, either this formation or this formation, we are always writing that 5 prime to 3 prime configuration. Okay, all are actually drawn this type of pattern 5 prime to 3 prime to denote a DNA. So what is stands for those prime? So prime. So what denotes the prime? If you carefully observe the structure of nucleotide triphosphates, in case here it is deoxynucleotide triphosphate, as number 2 carbon of the sugar lacks of oxygen. Okay, so the prime here we have got a nitrogenous base and a pentose sugar. Okay, nitrogenous base and pentose sugar, all of them containing the carbon molecule. Okay, in case of this nitrogenous base, here it is adenine. So in case of adenine, carbon number 2, carbon is present in position 2, 4, 5, 6 and also 8. But in case of pentose sugar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 carbons are present in here present. Okay, so in case of nitrogenous base and in case of pentose sugar, both of the cases carbon is present, but prime, the number prime denotes for the carbon number of the pentose sugar. Okay, to distinguish from nitrogenous bases with pentose sugar. Okay, so prime stands for the carbon number of the pentose sugar. If we called a 5 prime structure, that means it indicates the 5 number carbon of the pentose sugar, and if denotes the 3 prime structure, so it denotes the 3 number carbon of the pentose sugar. Okay, so this is all about prime. What is prime stands for? So prime stands for carbon number of the pentose sugar. Next thing, how those nucleotide triphosphates come along with one after one and joining one after one and form a particular DNA strand. Okay, so in case here another DNTP comes, so another DNTP comes, and so the structure is here is ATP, DNTP comes and a pyrophosphate is released. That means 2 phosphate is breakdown. That means the breakdown of phosphate, that is 2 phosphate, 1 or 2, those 2 phosphates are breaking down of a new DNTP and it combines with this particular number 3 number carbon of the pentose sugar, as here OH is present and H can be replaced. H, the number of H, the group of H can be replaced. So let's draw a diagram of a new nucleotide triphosphate. So our structure is here O, T, O, O, S. So in this case, if you clearly observe the structure, here the 2 phosphates are released in the form of pyrophosphate, and 1 phosphate is bound with the 3 prime carbon. Along with it replaces the hydrogen molecule of that 3' group, and it forms a phosphodiester bond. So this structure, this particular structure is known as phosphodiester bond. One of the main properties of phosphodiester bond that it always contains COP bond. That means carbon oxygen phosphate. If you observe from here, from 5' carbon, there is a C and O, oxygen and phosphate. If we go to the backward, here C, carbon, oxygen and phosphate. So in both of these cases, COP bond is primarily observed in this case of phosphodiester bond. So a new nucleotide triphosphate bound with previously positioned nucleotide triphosphate and so on. Another nucleotide triphosphate came and pyrophosphate is released and it forms a new phosphodiester bond and it produces a chain. So in this case, sugar, base, phosphate, sugar, base, phosphate, sugar, base, phosphate, and so on goes on. So this is the formation of one strand. That means the formation of this strand. Okay, and opposite strand synthesis, like just like here, sugar, base, this bond here, phosphate, phosphate, phosphate. Next one is phosphate here, sugar, phosphate, base. So the opposite strand synthesis, the reverse direction. Okay, so one strand formation with this linear and another strand formed opposite direction. Okay, so both of the strands make a particular DNA double helix structure, and in this case we already found that adenine bind with thymine with 2 bonds and cytosine bond with pair with guanine with 3 bonds. Here is the structure of adenine and thymine. Those forms a bond, that is the 2 bond. Here in case of adenine and thymine, 2 bond formed. Okay, that means only 2 positions are available to make that bond, and in case of cytosine and guanine, there is a 3 bond present. That means 3 position available for bond formation. So in this case, cytosine and guanine forms 3 bond and adenine and thymine forms 2 bond. Okay, this is the basic pairing of adenine, thymine and cytosine guanine. So we now call that adenine always pair with thymine with 2 bonds and cytosine always pair with guanine with 3 bonds. Okay, so this is the whole structure, whole mechanism of formation of DNA. And in this case, if the sugar is ribose sugar, so this is the formation of RNA. Because ribose, in case of ribose and in case of deoxyribose sugar, there is a one difference in carbon number 2 of the pentose sugar. In case of ribose sugar, here is a O present, that means oxygen group present, extra oxygen present. But in case of deoxyribose sugar, here the oxygen group is replaced by a hydrogen group. Okay, the hydroxyl group is replaced by hydrogen group. In my previous video, I already discussed about the basics of those biochemistry, and in this video, this is the formation of DNA. So I hope this video is helpful for you to understand the basics of phosphodiester bond and the prime, what is the prime indicates for prime, and how DNA is formed. Okay, So this is the whole thing about the formation of DNA regarding to molecular structure of DNA and RNA. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and thanks for watching.